Hello everyone and welcome to the Magic Mirror. Today it's going to be about Donkey Kong that came out in 1981. Actually, this is the first debut of both Donkey Kong and Mario, as I talked about in the recent Magic Mirror episodes. So if you haven't watched that, go back and watch it. That's more about Mario. Today it's going to be about Donkey Kong. And actually, I thought for a long time that King Kong and Donkey Kong was the same thing, but it's not. So, tomorrow I'm going to take King Kong to make that clearance between them more clear, or how to say that, so you can see the difference. But actually, I have not myself had that much experience with the games. I will show some gameplay footage here, and of course, I'll put a link to the ones that are playing the game. I always do that in my Magic Mirror episodes, but it's going to be in the description down below, and also to a Wikipedia page about Donkey Kong and whatever I can find about Donkey Kong, because like as I just said, I had not that much experience myself. Actually, I had a friend that really loved Donkey Kong, so he of course had all of the games, and he to this day still plays a lot of Donkey Kong. But the only thing I have tried to do in Donkey Kong was actually to help with the female ape. I think her name is Diddy Kong. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, or if I pronounced her name incorrectly, I'm sorry. But that's the thing that I remember. I remember it being like kind of Mario-esque, where you just have to collect bananas instead of coins, and you have to swing around in the jungle instead of running around in other areas. I think like the enemies were pretty cool. I remember like battling other apes, of course, but also like bosses that was really hard and stuff like that. But the thing that I really did enjoy with Donkey Kong was the old school game, of course. And now I haven't tried this at all myself. I know it can be really hard. It becomes harder as further you go, or how higher level you come in. So like Donkey Kong coming there and throwing the barrels around, that's just fun. And seeing Mario jump over and trying to save, it's not Peach, it's other girl, but I just forgot her name. I know, like, that's a little bit weird. And later on, we see like Bowser kidnapping Peach, and Donkey Kong don't capture her no more. Is he still capturing this lady, or what is going on? I haven't seen a lot of the gameplay. I have only seen like what my friend had been playing, and tried that myself with playing the female ape one time or something in those lines. So yeah, there's not a lot I can say about the Digicon games, but I know that there's a lot out there, and I know like it has a wide fan base that makes like artwork and animation and all of this good stuff. And I know like there's also people out there that like to dress up from the game. And as with the Mario, it has like this own original, like everything, almost its own Digicon universe, or how to say that. And there's just so many things, like a lot of games and a lot of stuff out there with Digicon. So I was actually really surprised. I was really surprised about something that I found out today by like researching the game and stuff like that. That it actually were on calculators in old days, and I had no idea about like you could play it on a calculator. I know about the show, but I haven't watched like a lot of episodes. I think I have watched like one or two episodes, and then I was like, that was not my kind of show. But if you like stuff like the Mario Brothers, or you like stuff with, of course, Donkey Kong in it, I think like that would be something just for you. So I would recommend that you actually go and watch the show. I actually saw a episode yesterday just to see how the animation was, and I actually think like it's on par with the Mario show. I also like the voice actors, and I really enjoyed all of the music that it had, and all of its special things that it has with the Donkey Kong game and stuff like that. And something I also do remember from the Donkey Kong stuff was actually this with like going through the levels and having all of these specific sounds, almost like Mario has when he collects the coins and stuff like that. Donkey Kong just has its own original, sound. And in the old game, you could play as Mario, and you can get this hammer and hammer away with the at the barrels, and that was actually pretty fun. But getting back to the show, I don't remember a lot about the show, but I do remember them being like more focused on the Donkey Kong and like the children of Donkey Kong at one point, and I think like that's where I fizzled out of the watching Donkey Kong and stuff like that. But I will say, like, again, I think, like, playing the old game, trying to see how you can do that and, like, how far you can come, that's actually pretty funny. Today, maybe I'll download an emulator and try a level or two, even though I'm not that good at these old side scrolling games. I do really want to try to do my best, but, like, I will say, like, if you're really into Donkey Kong and you really like all of these old school stuff, I really do appreciate that there's still ROM hacks and there's still ways that you can get the to play the game, and you can see all of these different levels, and you can hear the sound from the game, and you can like follow the background story of Donkey Kong if you want to. And of course, then you can also find the story of Mario, and you can find all of that good stuff that I talked about yesterday. So if you haven't watched that, you can go back and watch that again. But I do have fond memories, like watching my friend play Donkey Kong and like sitting in the limelight, or how to say that, sitting in behind and being like, okay, yeah, this looks cool, but it's not something I would play myself. I am more like, as I said, to Sonic and all of the other games that I have been talking about. Like, I would say to my friend, like, this looks almost as hard as Sonic or like the Lion King or something in those lines. But he was assuring me like it only becomes harder when you complete a level and you get further into Donkey Kong. So yeah, I don't know anything about that. I just know like it was really popular, and Donkey Kong still are popular to this day today. And I can't wait for tomorrow to talk about King Kong, because like this actually made me think about him as well, how they're almost doing the same things and stuff like that. But again, I haven't seen though a lot of Donkey Kong movies. I actually looked it up, and it's supposedly that should be a movie in 2011, but I couldn't find that much information about it. The only thing I could find was the show, as I told you guys about before, and like 1 hour where it's like all crammed in, all of the show's episodes, or how to say that, or at least I think that is what happened in this case, or how to figure that out. But I hope that you guys like this episode of the Magic Mirror. I know like I didn't have that many information, a lot of information about Donkey Kong games, but I really enjoyed like the show. I do remember watching it when I was younger. I do remember having good time with Donkey Kong, although like as I said, like this was not the game that I chose to play. I must admit, like trying it or recommending that you go and try it, is something that I go all in for. So, and of course, tomorrow is going to be King Kong. So that was actually all. Do remember that inspiration is right around the corner. Do remember to take care of yourself and loved ones. And that's actually all. Yeah, okay, bye.